Luangpu had taught us much principle of how to practice. Now it's time to practice. Many people are practicing diligently and their mind has changed. They notice themselves. The Dhamma taught by the Lord Buddha is like a miracle that it has lightened the heart of many people. Those who are suffering have started to withdraw their mind from suffering. Many realize this themselves. If you just listen to this and not practicing, you will not see any change. Instead, some might even have gained more ego. The Dhamma by the Lord Buddha, if you practice, you will see that the suffering will be less. If you practice and you still feel unhappy and still suffer, then maybe you might be practicing it wrong. Notice your mind. Notice the defilement with your mind. To see this is not difficult. Many neglect to see this. For example, if you are angry at someone, we usually pay attention to that person. You will focus that what that person is doing, not paying attention to your own mind. If you dislike someone, you usually pay attention to that person. You don't pay attention to your own mind that you don't like that person. To know your own mind is not difficult. We can train ourselves to know that. In the past, before Luangpu ordained, when he was a lay person, he read many texts, and he would get online. He would be online and discuss the Dhamma with the people on the forum. There's some that would just come in and bother everyone and left. Luangpu was confused, didn't understand that those type of people. Those people might not understand Luangpu either. If we practice, it will follow the text in the Tipitaka. What we are learning, we're learning about our own body, our own mind, the phenomena that arise with the mind, the happiness, unhappiness, wholesomeness, unwholesomeness that arise with the mind. We are learning about the phenomena that arise with the body. We are learning from what is happening. But if you don't know how to observe, you might have a wrong type of vision, and you may think that you understand this. You may think that you have enlightened. We have to measure our progress by how much defilement is left. If you have more defilement, that you are practicing it wrong. If you read the text, it will go along with your practice. In the text, they would go into detail. But if you practice, you will learn it from your own experience. In the past, the monks who ordained, they never learned from the text. They only listen to the Dhamma talk and start to practice. And they were able to attain enlightenment, attain Nibbana. So it's not about reading a lot, know a lot of theory, but it's about really practicing. And practice is right, practice enough, and then you will understand Dhamma. The core of the practice is about keeping the training of the morality or keeping the precepts. That is the first step of how to practice. When we still have a lot of defilement, we don't have enough wisdom, we don't have enough sati to control ourselves. So we have to have the precepts to control the defilement. If we cannot control the defilement, we have the precept to control ourselves not to do anything bad. That is the first step of how to practice. The next thing is the training of the mind. The training of the morality or having the precepts is to make sure that our body, our speech, our mind is not doing anything bad. And then the training of the mind is training the mind to be ready to cultivate wisdom. There are many people in the world who sit and meditate, but how come they don't understand Dhamma? Because there are many types of samadhi. If you don't understand this, you might be doing the wrong type of samadhi. There are two main types of samadhi: the wrong samadhi and the correct samadhi and incorrect samadhi. The correct samadhi is samadhi that is with sati, with mindfulness. The incorrect samadhi is that you don't have sati. You may be sleepy. You may let the mind wander off. You don't know your own mind. That is the incorrect samadhi. Or you are over-focusing. You are distressed while you sit and meditate. That is also the wrong type of samadhi. When you want to practice the correct samadhi, there are also two types of correct samadhi. The first one is to have the mind stay with the object of meditation. When you do that, you will gain strength. The second type is to have the mind that is a stable observer. Both of them is the correct, the both type of samadhi. You have to have sati. And you have mindfulness. The first type, the mind stays with the object of meditation, and you also have sati. You have sati as you breathe in. You have sati as you breathe out. You have sati as you walk, you sit, you laying down. The body is moving. You have sati. You always have sati as you practice. Or you can observe, you can use the mind as the object of meditation to practice this. Or you can use the body as the object of meditation to practice this. As you practice, the mind stays longer with the object of meditation. The mind can rest and feel refreshed. It will gain strength. Luangpu going to show you how to practice this. Let's be comfortable. Start with the natural, ordinary mind. As you observe the mind is empty. It's not the emptiness in front of you. Let the mind stay with the body. Let the mind stay with this emptiness inside. If the mind stays with this, the mind will gain peacefulness. Another harder level is that if you are more skillful, you can use the mind as the object of meditation. Other than staying with the emptiness, you can looking at this gap and looking at this emptiness and invite the mind to stay with this object. And then know that there is a knower, and you are not clinging to the knower or this emptiness. The mind is not clinging to anything. This is the mind that we use to practice samatha. So there are two types of minds when you practice this. The one that is with the emptiness and the one that is with the knower. But this type of practice is more difficult. You need to be skillful to practice this type of practice. If you're not skillful, you can just do the basic thing. Know so as the body breathe in, know so as the body breathe out. Not let the mind wander away from the breathing. Stay with the breathing. The principle of practice this type of samadhi or samatha samadhi is to invite the mind to stay with the object of meditation, that when the mind stays with it, the mind is happy to stay with. Like Luangpu's mind is happy to stay with the breath. So he like to, as he practice samatha, his mind stay as the body breathes in, and his mind stay with the breathing out. If your mind is still busy, you can add one more object of meditation, which is, it can be the mantra that go along with the breath. So as you breathe in, you say Put, as you breathe out, you say To. And then the mind is happy to stay with that. So choose any object of meditation that the mind is happy to stay with, that you're comfortable to stay with, but don't fabricate the mind to be comfortable. If you fabricate the mind to be comfortable before you start practicing, that is practicing without sati. Use the ordinary natural mind to practice this. Use this type of mind to know so of the object of meditation. And it's okay whether or not you feeling peaceful or not. The mind can be busy as you practice this. It's okay. Just know so if the mind is peaceful. Know so if the mind is busy. don't dislike and deny the busy mind. Just know it as it is. And breathe it. Breathe. Take the breath in and breathe out normally. And then it will start to be peaceful on its own. Your minds, most of your minds are not peaceful because it is always working hard. Sometimes it's running off to the eyes, to the ears, to the nose, the tongue, to the body, to the mind, and to think, to overfocus. So it's keep running around all the time. That's why it is exhausted, depleted of energy. The mind that is not with it is depleted of energy. It would run around. If you want to gain mental strength, you have to invite the mind to rest. You have to invite the mind to stay with the object of meditation. Like Luangpu used his breath as the object of meditation or the whole meditation. The mind stays with the breath. The mind can rest. The mind will gain strength. It will feel refreshed. If you do not like the breath, you can invite the mind to stay with the body moving. Know so as the body moves, know so as the body sits, stand, walk. But don't overfocus. As you overfocus, you are making the mind work, so the mind will be exhausted again. As you practice this type of samadhi or samatha samadhi, we want the mind to rest. We don't want to force it. And then the mind can rest. The mind will be peaceful. For example, as you practice now, you can know so as that the body is sitting. Know so as the mind wander off. As you know so, after you know so, you can come back to know so of this body is sitting. Don't force your mind to know that this body is sitting. Just practice. Just practice with the ordinary mind. Don't change the object of meditation. So the mind can rest. The mind can regain strength. You can know so of the body moving, the body stopping. As the mind wanders off away from the body, you can know so and then come back to know the body again. But not force the mind to be anywhere. Just feel it, just know it, as know the body moves. Let the mind stay with the body moving. Let the mind stay with the body that is stopping. So the mind can rest. The mind doesn't have to work so hard. So just invite the mind to stay with the object of meditation that the mind is happy to stay with. Don't force the mind. Don't prevent the mind to not to wander off. That is making the mind work more if you do that. So just invite the mind to stay with the object of meditation. It is okay if the mind is busy or not. If you keep letting the mind stay with the object of meditation, it will calm down on its own. Even those who enter a deeper level of meditation, like enter jhana, like those aesthetic. They are able to attain deep meditation. But the Lord Buddha said that is not the way, because they did not have sati as they did that. But it's not. They have some sati. They were aware, but it's not the type of sati that is suitable for the correct type of samadhi. For those who are able to enter the deep level of meditation or jhana, they are aware, they have sati as the mind become more and more stable. It stay with the object of meditation more and more, very stable. And then the breath may disappear and become the light. And as the mind stays with the light, some may realize that even letting the mind stay with the light, that is a burden. That the mind is clinging with the light, that is the burden for the mind. So they let that go. And then the mind still clinging to the happiness. Those who are skillful realize that even staying with the happiness, that is causing the burden to the mind. So they let that go too. Only those who are skillful in practice meditation, they can do that. It's okay if you cannot do that, but let's practice samatha so the mind can rest. Every day is busy for lay people. So as you come home from work, you can take a shower, rest a little bit, and then practice. You can chant first, and then practice samatha, so the mind can rest. And the mind can gain strength. As the mind regains strength, you can go out with the world and you can be with the world better. Those who do not have mental strength, they are usually beaten by life, and some even resulted in depression. Many people's mind is deranged because they don't have any mental strength to be with the world. If you can practice this, you can be with the world. And if you practice this, you can become more effective as you work. As you work, sometimes you don't have, you run into problem and you cannot solve the problems. Don't force it. Let the mind rest, and then the result may come to you after you regain strength. When your mind is peaceful, you will not have bias. You can see the problem more clearly. This is better than those who do not have samadhi. They may make decisions based on their own defilement. So this type of samadhi or samatha, it is used for the mind to rest, so the mind can gain strength. When the mind gains strength, you can be with the world, or you can use it to cultivate wisdom. See, as you practice, it doesn't mean that you always have to be in the temple and run away from the world. This is to live with the world. If you practice well, it can help you in everyday's life. Luangpo practiced a lot of samadhi since he was young. When he started to work, at that time there's no computer. He had to remember a lot of information. There's only files after files. After Luangpa read the files, he would remember where each file was. As he let the mind be comfortable, he remember the information, the facts, the opinions, the suggestions. He remember them in each category, and he knew how to solve the problem. He knew how much resource he had and how to solve the problems. And he knew what was the main problem, what was the minor problems. So he could prioritize which one to do first. If you have samadhi, even a complex problem, you can see the solution. Sometimes as Luangpa's work, his boss, his director, was watching him work. They trusted Luangpa when he was a layperson. And his director would stood there and wait for Luangpa to work. How could Luangpa do that? Because Luangpa had a lot of samadhi. So Luangpa is inviting everyone to every day set out the time for the mind to rest by inviting the mind to stay with the object in meditation. It can be any object in meditation that you prefer, and then the mind will gain strength. You will have the intellect to be with the world. And to be free from the suffering, we have to let the mind cultivate the wisdom or vipassana. So the second type of the correct samadhi is the mind that is samadhi. When you practice it, you have the mind that is a stable observer. As the mind becomes a stable observer, you will see that the mind, although the mind tend to wander off because it is its nature, but we can train the mind to become the stable observer. To practice this is to also have the object in meditation that the mind prefers, just like before. But this one, we are not inviting the mind to stay with it. Still, just keep knowing so. For example, Luangpa used his breath as the object of meditation, and know so as the mind wander off. As soon as he knew so that the mind wander off, the noble mind would arise. That noble mind is a stable observer. You cannot force this type of mind to arise. We don't forbid the mind not to be lost. Just keep knowing so. Every time the mind is lost, as you know so, the noble mind would arise, and the mind that is lost would dissipate. The mind that is lost is the mind that is unwholesome, because the mind that is lost is the mind that is with moha, or the busy mind. As the mind lost, you know so, the mind that is lost would dissipate. The mind that knows so would arise, and it is also a stable observer. If you understand this, You can practice this easily. Many people do not understand this. If you have this principle, understand these principles, as you practice, it will become correctly, easily. So as you practice samatha, the first type of samadhi, let the mind stay with the object meditation without forcing it. To practice the second type of correct samadhi or vipassana samadhi, you can start with the inviting the mind to stay with the object meditation that you prefer again. As the mind wander off, know so. The mind that wander off will dissipate, and the mind that knows would arise, and that mind is the stable observer. When you try to practice this to attain the mind that is a stable observer, most of the time the mind would wander off to think. But there's another type that most people would do it wrong, is that the mind would over-focus on the object in meditation and they don't know that. For example, some people may over-focus on the breath. Or if they are observing the stomach rising and falling, the mind may over-focus on the stomach and they don't know that. If the mind moves to focus on the object in meditation and stay with the object in meditation, you can know so of that. This morning, there was a lay person who came to ask Luangpo questions. Luangpo said to him that you still try to keep the mind still, and that person did not understand that. Behind you trying to reserve the mind, that is the greed that you want to practice. You don't see the greed, and you don't see that you try to let the mind stay with the object of meditation. If you don't know that is pressuring the mind. Luangpo said to that person, don't worry, that happens, that you have the greed, you have wanting to practice. As you have this wanting, you force the mind to stay with the object meditation, and then you will feel tight. You don't know that you wanted to practice. You don't know that you are focusing on the object. You can see either one. You can see that the tightness, that is also good. You can also see that that the mind is focusing on the object. You can know so of that. That is also good. You can also know the feeling, the tightness. You can feel a lot of tightness or less tightness. You can know so of that. That is also good. When you feel a lot of tightness, it means you are practicing with a lot of intention. So you are over-focused on the object, and that creates suffering to yourself. Sometimes the mind is very tight, sometimes the mind is less tight. Just know so of that. And then you will see that you have a lot of tightness because you over-focusing a lot. You over-focusing a lot because you have a lot of wanting to practice. You have a lot of intention to practice. So later you will see the intention, that you create intention to practice. As you become more and more skillful in observing, you will see this intention as it arises. The Lord Buddha taught us this. As the Lord Buddha, when he enlightened, he saw suffering first, and he worked backward where the suffering came from. The suffering is there because there is existence, there is birth. The existence means that the mind is grabbing the body and the mind to work. But this one is harder to observe. So suffering arises because there existence, there's fabrication, there's action of the fabrication. The fabrication is a result from intention. The Lord Buddha saw the intention. There's intention because there's wanting. When there's wanting, because there is feeling. The feeling comes from because the mind comes into contact with outer things. Because there is feeling, and then he saw that that is the wrong view. The root cause of suffering is the wrong view. We are not skillful to see all this path why we are suffering. We can start it from knowing so, our own mind. Know so that every time you have intention to practice, every time you have intention, it feels tight. That is suffering. The more and more you practice, the more skillful you become, and you started to see what is the root cause of suffering. It's not difficult, but you have to persevere. When Luangpo stopped talking, anyone practice, anyone's mind wander off, just know so of that. Many people's minds wander off. Most of the people in the hall's minds wander off. See, as you really start to practice, sometimes the mind wander off. Sometimes the mind over-focus on the object of meditation. It takes turn wander off and over-focusing. That is not wrong. Just know so as it is. Know so as the mind wander off. Know so as the mind focusing on the object. As you know so, know at the present. It doesn't matter if it's happiness, unhappiness, wholesomeness, unwholesomeness. They are equal. They are good. Many people now are afraid to let the mind wander off, so they're over-focusing. Know so of yourself. Learn about yourself. Can you feel that the body is sitting is not us? It's just something that the mind knows of. It's just a thing. Can you feel that the feeling good, feeling bad, wholesomeness, unwholesomeness, they are not us? Can you see that the mind keeps changing all the time? Sometimes the mind is a knower, sometimes the mind is lost. The mind arises and falls all the time. It's so busy. If you can see this, the mind is a stable observer. That means you have good samadhi to see the mind. So keep practicing step by step. First, uphold the 5 precepts. Second is to set aside the time to practice formally every day and let the mind rest. And third is to let the mind be, and no so as the mind wander off, no so as the mind focusing on the object. As the mind wander off to think, no so. As you know so, when the mind wander off, the mind that wander off would dissipate, the mind that knows would arise, and that is a stable observer. The more you see this, the mind that is a knower will become more stable, and it will see that we are nothing but the aggregates, the 5 aggregates, and those 5 aggregates they are not us. Even the mind is not us. So keep practicing, and your life will be better. Only if you can practice samatha, your life will be better. But if you can practice vipassana, your life will be even better. You will benefit even more. Like when you're with a lot of people, some people you don't like, your mind dislike that person. As that person say anything, and if you have that, you will have less bias. You will accept even the people's you don't like the opinion. You can accept their opinions too. So let's observe the mind. The more you observe the mind, you will have less bias in the world. The people who have no bias are the arahants. We still have bias. So keep practicing. Luangpu is briefing how to practice from the beginning to the end. That is all the Dhamma talk for today, homework reviewing time. Number 1. I do the walking meditation for 1 to 3 hours a day. I started to understand how to practice. The mind have more strength and it become a stable observer more. Although it's short, I'm still fabricating the mind sometimes, and every time I fabricate the mind, I don't see the mind as it is. I'm not skillful yet. Throughout the day, I observe my body moving and stopping. Please tell me what to do next. Luangpu replied, you are practicing it right, and you have progressed much. Your mind become a stable observer. Your aggregates have separated well. Number 2. I am less angry. I am more relaxed now. I think I understand how the mind can stay with the object in meditation or return to its home base. I'm more comfortable as I practice. Throughout the day, I observe my mind. Sometimes it is sync with the mind. I know that I am vengeful. I know so of that. I keep practicing. My life is happier as I practice. Please tell me what to do next. Keep practicing. You practice very well. Keep accumulating, and then you will progress more and more. Number 3. I think I'm still stuck in over-focusing. I feel the tension in my forehead, and every time I blink, I felt it. I think I understand something, but I don't know what it is. I have a lot of ego. I tend to compare myself to others. I still have a lot of stress. My mind tends to look down on the masters. Please tell me what to do. Learn about yourself. Know so that you are over-focusing. Know so that you're stuck there. Just keep knowing so, and then you will better know so that what's behind your action. As if you know that, it will be better. You still try to keep the mind to be still. Don't try to keep the mind to practice. Make the mind practice. Number 4.
เบอร์4
As I do the walking meditation just like what you told us. I read your book. I chant. I listen to the Dhamma talk from the masters. Sometimes I'm still get stuck in the world. I just found out that I have a high chance of having cancer. Please tell me what to do next. Set your mind to practice, Luangpo replied, and then you will develop more and more.
อยู่ที่เราเกิดความรู้ถูกเข้าใจถูกไหม
Measure by
ถ้าเรารู้ถูกเข้าใจถูก
if you understand correctly. As you understand correctly, you can let go more.
ใช้ได้นะทำไปเถอะ
Just keep practicing.
เวลาเจ็บ
When you are sick,
ให้ดู
observe the body. The body may be sick, but the mind is not sick. The mind observe the body that is sick, that is ill.
จิตก็ป่วยด้วยอาศัยเวลาเจ็บป่วยนะมาพัฒนา
You can use the body as is with the disease to observe, to practice. Number 5. In the formal practice, I observe the body breathing, and I also do the walking meditation, and throughout the day, I observe my body moving, and I can see that the mind fabricates all the time, especially anger. Sometimes I see that the mind is not under my control. I see a lot of ego. I tend to compare myself to others. Please tell me what to do next. Keep practicing, Luangpo replied.
ค่อยๆฝึกไป
Know so of your defilement. Keep knowing so of that. Number 6. Today is easy that Luangpo check the homework of everyone. It's easy. Luangpo just tell everyone to keep practicing. Number 6. I still cannot keep the 5 precepts well. I tend to get lost in the world. I practice by doing so of the body moving. As I chant, I know that the mouth is moving. I think I like observing the body. I like to use the body as the object in meditation. I can see the changing of the mind. I have more metta toward others, other people, other beings. Please tell me if I practice correctly. Your mind tends to float around often. So know of your body more often. Know so as the body moves. Keep practicing like this. Keep practicing often, and then your mind will be better. Number 5, as you practice, as the mind focus on the object of meditation, know so of that. It's kind of like you are really focused on the object of meditation. If you bend yourself down too much to look at the object of meditation, you can fall down. Number 6, your mind float up again. Don't fabricate the mind to float up. Just come back to your body. Don't let the mind fly away. That is not good. Don't let the mind be dull. Right now, you don't have enough sati. You are started to get drowsy. Keep knowing so. Number 7. I practice formally by doing the sitting meditation. I observe the breath and Bhutto mantra. My mind still tends to be lost. My mind is busy. I am easily angry. Please tell me if I practice correctly. Luangpo replied, yes, you practice correctly. Number 8.
เบอร์แปด
I practice by using the mantra
ในรูปแบบสวด
as the object in meditation.
ยังหลง
In formal practice, I do the walking meditation.
บางครั้งก็เห็น
I see that sometimes the mind is busy. Sometimes the mind observe the feeling. Please tell me if I practice correctly. Luangpo reply, yes, you practice correctly. Keep practicing. Number 4, don't let the mind wander off to think often, too long. Number 5, you are used to overfocus on the object. Know so as the mind moves toward the object of meditation. Number 6, the mind is still busy. Keep knowing so of your body. Number 7, don't let the mind float up. Come back to the body. Stay with the body. You can stay there. If the mind is float up too high, that is not good. Let the mind stay with the body, with yourself.